75th anniversary this year, we the peoples have united to call our leaders to use this moment to strengthen, innovate, and rejuvenate our global governance system. To this end, UN2020 has undertaken a global, multi-sectoral, cross-regional dialogue to develop a coherent civil society vision for a strengthened UN system. The outcome of this dialogue is reflected in the UN75 People's Declaration and Plan of Action. This video will walk you through some of its most important messages.
At a time when change is progressing at a pace and scale unparalleled in human history, we can and must lay the foundation for a better path for humanity.
As the negative impacts of outdated national and global institutions, norms and values become ever more problematic. Humanity must respond as one people, united in vision while diverse in approach.
The health crisis, climate crisis, entrenched indignities such as social, gender, and race inequality, and the absence of sufficient coordination to end even preventable challenges.
Demonstrate the need for leadership characterized not by short-term victories, but by long-term vision and urgent action.
A paradigm of us versus them no longer meets our needs. We, the people, recognize the reality of global interdependence.
At the heart of the solution to today's challenges lies a sincere commitment to collaboration, innovation, and action.
The time has come to launch a rigorous, non-partisan, transparent, and inclusive process to assess global governance gaps and to develop a coherent strategy to fill them. We are asking global leaders and governments to
establish a post-2020 international mechanism to follow up the examination of the global challenges we have and identify options to make the UN more fit for purposes.
Dedicate a civil society focal point at the Under-Secretary General level in the UN Secretariat. This position would bring deeper partnerships with civil society into the UN's work.
Take urgent climate action. The transition to net zero carbon economies brings opportunities to reduce poverty, inequality, biodiversity loss, and injustice.
Increase the funding of the United Nations. Shortage of funding undermines the effective actions of the UN.
We call for the creation of a United Nations Parliamentary Assembly whose delegates would be directly elected by the people they represent.
Realizing the vision of the world we would like to see at the centenary of the United Nations and beyond requires bold and fundamental transformation of the present global system.
Let future generations look back on 2020 as the year when a threatened humanity determined with one voice to shed harmful legacies and move towards a shared future of dignity and hope.
Let the United Nations, beginning with its 75th anniversary, join hands with civil society in shaping the vision and actions we so urgently need to create the world we so eagerly await.
Make UN 75 count!
Make UN 75 count.
Make UN 75 count!
Make UN 75 count!
Thank you, everyone. Now, I'd like to open up all the screens. I would like to see everyone, if that's at all possible. Everyone turn your cameras on, please. I know we have, Sangha is still here. Sangha, are you still here from Uganda? Are you still here? I think you are. So everyone turn your cameras on, and I'd like us to have an exchange if we can. And I'm actually going to ask for certain people to come on. Is Fergus still here? Let's see.
It seems the host has disabled the cameras.
Okay, so Monique, thank you for sharing that. Monique, can you open the cameras, please?
They should be, actually. I'll just...
Yeah, why don't you double check, because I had that issue a moment ago. Thank you. So I'm actually going to ask if Fergus would like to give an intervention, but I'm also going to turn to Sharon from Seroptimus International to ask her to share a brief reflection, if she would like to, about the program and any thoughts she might have. But I'm asking everyone to share brief interventions. Fergus, over to you.
Thanks, Margot. Well,
I did warn you I would do this, right?
You did, yeah.
Okay,
Thanks, Margot, and thanks, Jeff, for the excellent overview on UN 2020. As I was listening to the presentations today, I guess 2 or 3 commonalities, themes stuck with me. One is financing. I think that there's a common challenge in terms of developing the financing that cities and urban solutions are going to require. Secondly, I think that the transition toward a more networked multilateralism is essential to finding some of the creative solutions that are going to help us through in terms of policy development and frameworks for improving urban spaces and meeting some of these critical SDG benchmarks. But I was impressed also with some of the innovation and creativity in the ideas that were presented by Gita and Lance and others in the talks today. So I just want to say that I'm grateful for having the opportunity to take in this very rich and diverse meeting today, Margot, and thanks to you and your team for putting it together.
Well, thank you again, Fergus, for all you did to support this. Mindy, can you also put your camera on? If everybody could put their cameras on, we really would appreciate that at this point, if you would like to. I'm going to now turn to Sharon, who is president of Seroptimus International, one of our supporters here. Sharon, over to you. A brief reflection of what you experienced through this program.
Thank you, Margot. I particularly enjoyed the video. That's always a shocking revelation to what can happen and what is happening. So thank you for that. I think working together at all levels is critical to the whole process. If we're not working together, we're working separately, and that never works. And I'm hopeful that the pandemic situation and all that's going on is an opportunity as much as it is a challenge, because it's an opportunity to reframe the conversation. And so I would say that it was interesting listening today, because I think a lot of people share those thoughts that are on this call today. So thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you again for all the support Seroptimus has given to us. Also Betty and Deb, who are here, and also Mary, who was on earlier, calling in from Nairobi. Now I'm going to actually come to Courtney. I'm going to ask you to share a brief reflection. Courtney, go ahead.
Hello, thank you, Margot, and thank you all of you for being here. This has been a tremendous conversation, and what I take away from this most today actually is a sense of optimism. And while we have seen and we see around us every day all of the challenges that are being faced by underserved communities, by minorities in cities, and all of the major things that we're trying to deal with, losing loved ones, everything. And Maria, your experience behind the scenes in the hospitals in New York, but what I walked away with today is a great sense of optimism. When people like all of you from all around the world, from so many different sectors, of all different ages, of all different types of organizations, the amazing solutions, the energy, the work that's all going into coming back better and stronger together from this pandemic gives me great optimism that we can do this together going forward, come out stronger together. and that we can tackle things as they come at us in the future in new and more innovative ways. So thank you all for inspiring me today. And thank you, Margot, for putting this all together and bringing such an amazing group of people.
You know, and I just want to thank you, Courtney, too, because it's no secret that my favorite SDG is SDG 17 about building partnerships. And one of the things that we're not only doing with CorbettX now and Empower a Billion Women is that we are building these partnerships and with all of the extended members of that. And thank you for also making me a special honorary advisor of, for the SDGs with CorbettX now. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to somebody. Okay, so I think it's Catherine Klein needs to mute. So I want to ask Gato, can you want to give us a brief reflection of this experience? I hope we've left you with some hope. We've faced it, we've looked at it all, but like maybe we're all up to this together and showing that we can, all stakeholders work in partnership. Gato, over to you. Can you hear me? Can you unmute? We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just so excited about everything I heard because everybody is, finding a way out, pointing a way out, and it's really up to us to put our voices together and make a really strong voice around the world that here is a new way, and we need to convince governments, bureaucracies. And I think many of you on this call should be running for elections, actually, so we can, can set our politics right, because obviously a lot is going wrong there in many countries. I work with several other grassroots organizations like the Center for the Living City and others. And there's so much work that's going on and so much that's going right. But I think the fundamentals, and I'm very grateful to Jeffrey and Fargus for picking up on what I was saying, because I think we need to first get the fundamentals right. Let's repair this brand of capitalism. It's not working. Everywhere it's not working. And this is a golden moment when companies are beginning to actually bend towards it. They are beginning to understand that what they've been doing is wrong. And so B corporations and other corporations are coming together. So I think this is a golden moment that we need to catch to amplify our voices and change the course so that we can really, serve this wonderful 14-year-old amongst us and make sure the world is better for her. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I saw Isaac there a moment ago. Maybe is he here still? I don't see him now. Okay, so I'm going to come to somebody we haven't heard from yet. I'm going to ask Rory to give a reflection. Brief reflection, Rory.
Sure. Thank you so much, Margot. I love these different events. And what I think was really important that we can definitely take away is the interconnectedness between the SDGs. I think that before the pandemic, a lot of different organizations and a lot of different people approached these different issues in silos. And I think the pandemic, the global nature of the pandemic, has really encouraged us to work together, to notice the connection between them, and think about ways that we can include different communities as we build back better. The pandemic obviously has exacerbated inequalities, but I also think that it's created a sense of urgency to help us create better communities that are equal and more sustainable for everybody involved. One thing that I really did love was that Ted mentioned disability rights too, which I think is also very underrepresented as we discuss world cities. And I think that that's something that we should definitely incorporate more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe World Cities Day should become World Cities Month. There's not enough time to discuss everything that needs to be discussed, although there is Urban October. So now I'm, we have a guest who joined us from the very beginning of the call who we thought might not be able to make it, but I'm going to introduce him right now. Sangha, you are calling in, I believe, from Uganda, right? Am I right? Is that where you're calling from? Can you unmute? Thank you. Yeah. You're calling. Yeah, I can. So, well, you're a youth. You're an entrepreneur. You're also a refugee from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but you are a change maker and you are supporting youth in your community. You're amazing. We have a video from you that we're going to show at the end as we go out to inspire us. If you want to just share a couple of moments now, a reflection, and then we'd like to have you back for another session where you can actually speak about what you're working on. Can you share just a couple of minutes of reflection, and then we'll do your video later in a few minutes. Can you hear me? You want to share? Do you want to give a reflection? Okay, we need to do it quickly because we're coming to the end of the program. So can you go?
So if I have to share something, so are you getting me?
Just brief reflection of, because you've been here through the program, and we're going to have you come back for a presentation another time. You're going to have the video at the end. You want to share a couple of words now?
Yeah, exactly. So this session has been reminding to me because I've had through it many things that many ideas from other people, the way they are dealing with COVID-19. You know, this pandemic situation has been challenging for everybody, not only for us people in Africa, not only for us refugees who since before have been facing challenges like being in the same place where people could not travel, or people could not move out of the country within where we are. But
okay,
we get other I get other ideas from other people, and it helped me to understand more. And I have just have to share something. 1 week ago, I was at Kampala Geopolitics Conference in Kampala, and I said this.
So it's really hard to hear you. I'm going to just say it's really, really hard to hear you. The connection is very shaky, and I want to give you the, a chance to actually do this properly. So I would rather, we're happy to see you. Your video is amazing, which we will show shortly, but just know now we're going to be in touch, and we're going to have you be a part of working with us, okay? So we really welcome you into our community, and we hope to have a much better connection the next time, but we got to work on that. We'll see what we can do to fix that for you, because it's great to see you, and we look forward to having you with us another time. So to give you the respect you deserve, okay? Is that all right with you? Because we can't really hear you. It's very wobbly. Okay.
Maybe I can switch off my camera. Then it might also be okay if I switch off my camera. So I think you are getting me very well now.
Okay, but we're almost to the end. So just briefly, your reflections. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes? No?
So yeah, okay. I was saying that 1 week before, 1 week ago, I was at Kampala Geopolitics Conference. And while performing, I said this, what if COVID-19 was just a question whose answers will help us, we human beings, to reshape the world? And it's just a reflection that I have to leave to the community now before you shared the poem of mine. So I want everybody to think about it. What if COVID-19 was just a question whose answers can help we human beings reshape our world? Thank you.
Thank you so much. And in a moment, we're going to show your poem. Aaron, do you want to have anything you want to add very briefly, just quickly to the conversation?
Yes, of course, a very brief thanks to you, Margot, and to the group that put together this extraordinary program. It is World Cities Day, but I think what could also inspire us is to recognize that what has happened over this past recent period is nature healing itself. So if we take our cue from nature and apply it, the principles, some of which were presented in the program of opening up spaces to the population, opening it up to the ability to repopulate them with people instead of cars, there's much to be learned. But my takeaway from today was the diversity, the opportunity that we the peoples do bring to the table, and that the whole intention of the People's Declaration and Plan of Action that Jeffrey mentioned, that Fergus referred to, you've referred to, is just that this diverse group should apply their talent, their spirit, whether it's the DRC or whether it's Whitehall or whether it's Washington, that we the people can have an impact, should have an impact, and that impact will be a beneficial one.
Thank you so much. we have Karen here from the Mission of Germany. Would you like to share a brief reflection, Karen? And also, your look is still here. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Well, thank you very much to all of you. I mean, we've heard so many rich proposals and from civil society and sort of things that can be done at the local level. So for us, that was really very important, and it showed that sort of partnerships at local and community levels are important if we want to really address the challenges posed by COVID-19. And I share what has been said before, that this is also a great opportunity to build back better and greener. So for us, thank you very much for all of you that have shared your experiences and proposals. And thank you, Margot, to you for having set up this great event virtually for everybody. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. It is always a pleasure to work in partnership with you all. So I thank you. With the Mission of Germany, yes. And Slovakia, and UN Habitat, and UN2020. So now, I wanted, is Naomi still here, or Chris? Is Chris here? I don't see Chris. Or Naomi, are they still here? Okay. I'm going to bring it back to Luna. Luna, you have one last reflection, because we want to leave, you're our hope for the future. So.
Thank you, Margot. So, like, everything I heard and like listened to was very important to me, and I really hope, like, as a voice of the youth here, representing the youth in the program, I really hope that everyone will really stand for the promises that they just presented to us, and the things that, or maybe the project that they presented, because it's very important also, like, for really making a change is standing for these standing on these promises, and not just saying that all of these plans, we need also to achieve them.
Well, thank you so much. Now, before we go to Sanga's poem, I would like to thank all of our presenters, our co-hosts, ambassadors, Ambassador Yuskin, this Ambassador Molnar and their teams, Chris Williams, Naomi Moon, and Angel from UN Habitat, Fergus, Jeff, Monique, everybody, and Ori, everybody with UN2020, Courtney and Ingrid with Corporate X Now and EBW Foundation, the Urban Cluster team, Steve Aniello with Debate for Peace, and my own partner, Michael with SCGA Community, Betty and Sharon, Bev and Mary for joining us from Serapis Miss International, and Aaron with UNA USA Council of Organizations for their support. We believe in turning your passions into actions for change, and together we can create the future we want. Now we like to leave you with a message from Sanga. He's 21-year-old spoken word artist coming to us from Uganda. Please, with his I Still Stand. Over to you and the video. Thank you.
Like an enigma, life is. Due to that, it is not easy to understand some life issues. Like a flower, when I start to fade, I'm not afraid because changes will be made. A young man, even if I'm swimming in difficult life, I never give up. I just keep my head up because tomorrow, songs of victory will be sung in my memory. Nobody chooses to run away from his motherland. Nobody chooses to be a refugee. That's why I still stand with all energy. I still stand because I've come to understand that even if I'm far away from my motherland, I should not overspend my precious time to complain about my sorrows and pains, because this way I will never gain. I still stand, still work hard and train, even when it rains, and I expect in this way I will gain, then overcome my pains. I still stand. I still walk out in the corridor of hope. Nothing, nobody can make me stop because perseverance is my job. I still stand to the success by stop, waiting for that spice which will make my problems and bras the full stop. No matter who I am, no matter what I am, a refugee, a national, a Christian, a born again, a Muslim, an atheist, a black, a white woman, all those names are innocent. I still stand 100%. No matter how difficult is my challenge, I still stand with challenge. I still stand with hope because it's by hope. It's by hope that Israelis didn't drop. The fight against the slavery stop. Even if there was a minority fasting the poverty, they fighting for their liberty. It's by hope. It's by hope that Nelson Mandela maintained his passion, fighting against discrimination and segregation between different populations of his nation. It's by hope. It's by hope that Patrice Emery Lumumba fighting for DRC independency, and now we learn about him in SST. It's by hope. It's by hope that Martin Luther King dreamt that one day a white man wearing a smoking will share the same chair with no fear with a black man calling each other dear. And what else can I add? What else can I add? Because time is not mine to talk about Mahatma Gandhi, Julius Nyerere, Bench Manuka, Kwame Nkrumah, Abraham Lincoln, and all those who maintain hope, fighting from zero up to hero. I still stand. I still stand. Yes, I still stand.
Thank you, Sung. We applaud you for your message. Thank you. From around the world, we acknowledge you, and we hope to have you join us again. Very powerful. And everybody's contribution today. We thank you so much. It's about all of us together, and this is important. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Karen, thank you for staying with us through to the end. We thank everyone. Thank you, Andres, everyone here. Thank you all. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again, maybe without the pandemic next year. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you, Monique.
Amen.
Thank you, Monique.
Amen.
Thank you for everything, Monique. Yay. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Bye, everybody.